Go on and tune in. That doggone Lewisburg and South Panola. They owe me some gas, man. Come on, let's talk about Lewisburg and South Panola. Girls, I'm just waiting on a few more folks to chime in and everything. But tonight was a prime example of what I was trying to explain to everybody about Mississippi sports, especially when it comes to girls. First of all, I'm gonna try to wait till a few more people come in, but I do appreciate the ones that are tuned in right now. You know, I do appreciate everyone that's tuning in, because this was just totally unacceptable today. Totally unacceptable. And pretty much the starting five plays of these DC Bucks. But, oh my God, I can't wait till y'all get on here. But doesn't make a difference. I'm still do it this way. I'm recording this episode live right now due to the fact that if I were to pre-record it, it just took too long to load up on what I was gonna try to do with what's going on. But tonight, TTG Sports was in base for the night to see South Panola and Lewisburg girls play. And I promise you, I probably need to call my wife in here right now and apologize to her, because I did not mean to get her out the house to go see that mess we went to go see tonight. You know, every game somebody has to win. But tonight, man, if y'all was at the game, a lot of people would have overlooked what was going on. South Panola, it was rumored that they may be one of the sleeper teams. And, you know, I even thought that until I seen them play. They beat Lewisburg, and let me take that back. They beat Lewisburg, and I think they beat them by 30. But Lewisburg just couldn't make no shots. Couldn't truly make no shots. Truly make no shots. But the main focus of what I'm trying to say is, you will look at the score. They will post the score later on tonight of Lewisburg and South Panola girls. And it may show XYZ may look the good. But Lewisburg had 32 turnovers. South Panola had 21 turnovers. In what great world, in what great state will people, how can you win with 53 turnovers combined between two teams? 32 turnovers by one team, 21 turnovers by the other team. How can you possibly win basketball games down the stretch? And we focus so much more on the hype of these kids and lifting them up. But you only can lift them up if you keeping it 100 with them. And obviously y'all ain't kept it 100 with none of these people left hand. None of these people left hand. Ain't seen a kid in a game dribble with their left hand like they know what they doing all night. It was a very, very trying game. I truly almost went to sleep because it was bothering me so much. Let me move this microphone close, because y'all gonna need to hear this. And the ones who can't hear it, or however it may be, just chime in and let me know what's going on. But I was not impressed with the game that I saw tonight. Like I said, one team had to win, one team had to lose. Lewisburg lost, but I honestly feel like if Lewisburg could have hit some of those open shots that they were taking, the game would have been a little different. But to have a team full of guards and none of them that can dribble with their left hand, they trying to do this dribble drive this whole time during the game just to try to get themselves back to the right side. Everything about South Panola is strong right. Lewisburg just couldn't knock down those shots. But to South Panola's credit, I will say this. They are a team that loves to crash the boards. And when I say they love to crash the boards, they love to crash the boards. It's almost like, to me, they know they can't shoot. They know they can't shoot, so they throw it up because they feel like it's a better chance of them getting a rebound and putting it back up from there, so they just throw it up. Also, for us to be sitting up here saying it was one jump shot. South Panola made one jump shot. So let me ask y'all a question. So some of these kids, the majority of these kids play for the Mississippi All-In, the DC Bucks, things like that. And when it comes to these AAU teams, when they send them back to their high schools, they always promoting them like they have doing something. My thing is, what are the AAU coaches doing? A lot of this stuff doesn't fall on the AAU coaches. I can agree. I heard this yesterday. I can agree with Mark and Courtney. A lot of it don't fall on the coaches. But when the coaches are sitting up there bragging and posting and doing things like that, it falls on the coaches. And so, with what I saw tonight is for these programs to be hyping themselves up. They're not putting their kids in a good situation when it comes to playing basketball. Meaning that what program don't teach their kid how to dribble with their left hand? These are seniors that can't dribble with their left hand. Seniors that can't dribble with their left hand. They were traveling and walking and things like that. It really wasn't any good basketball. And if they're feeling any type of way, if any kid is feeling any type of way about tonight, we're behind the 8 ball. If y'all would have seen this game tonight, y'all will understand that Mississippi basketball is so far behind. It's so far behind to a point to where that we just need to stop hyping these kids up and just going to the lab. A lot of people may look at this game once they see the score and think South Panola may have a good team. They have a scrappy team compared to Lewisburg, but South Panola is not a threat to no one by me just laying my eyes on them tonight. They're not a threat to damage anybody that everyone's saying that should be at the top right now, you know what I'm saying, or should finish at the top. But South Panola runs a 1-2-2 press at times, you know what I'm saying, but man, like I said, overall, I'm pissed because I done took my whole family down here to see this team, this game, because due to what I'm doing with my page and me evaluating kids, I have to go out here and do this. But one thing I'm not finna do is continually wasting my time on these teams that can't play, that just got coaches who just want to yap, but ain't really teaching their kids nothing. They're running a AAU offense, a dribble drive offense. That lets me know that it is an 8th grade offense that South Panola is running down there. It lets me know that, you know what I'm saying, that they're not doing too much work outside of crashing the boards. Now, I'll give you that. South Panola will crash the boards. I bet you number 4 had about 20 rebounds, you know, but I want to see if South Panola girls can shoot. Lewisburg, which has Allison Urban on there, she did not have a good game. I don't think she took but 2 shots, but I think she probably had a good rebounding game. It looked very good with her rebounding the ball, but as far as her, if I had to give any type of advice to Miss Irby, I would give her that you still have to find ways within the offense. You still have to find ways within the offense to score for yourself. You just can't always, at times, when you're one of the best players on the team, wait for it to come to you. Sometimes you're going to have to grow up real quick and do things out of character to you. Not saying that you're wrong, but you're going to have to do things that's going to help your team win. And Miss Irby, your team needs you to score. And if ain't nobody telling you that, I'm telling you that. Please listen to me. Your team needs you to score. You know, you made all the right passes and everything. Your whole team did the things right, even though sometimes y'all turned the ball over a lot. But y'all was doing the right things. Y'all just couldn't make no shots. But uh, that team would truly need you to take more shots than you are already taking. For you to just take 2 shots, it's not benefiting your team and it's not benefiting you as a ball player if you're trying to take yourself to the next level. So with that being said, they had Lewisburg. It took them a minute to make some outside shots. They didn't make too many into the second half, but there was not even no shooters on the court tonight. South Panola took 3 outside shots, made 1. So if I'm a team playing South Panola, I'm daring them to shoot. So Coach Pope, I wish y'all the best of luck down there in South Panola, but there's still some work to do. So my advice, if I had to give any advice to Coach Pope, my advice is to stay out the social media and quit trying to build your kids up through social media and build them up in the gym. Personally, we're spending too much time kissing these kids' tail when we need to be putting their butts in the gym, getting up on them like they need to be got up on. But we're sitting up here catering to these kids more than anything. And I just don't get it, because you'll turn around on social media, they'll post what's going on and things like that, but they're not working on what's wrong. And right now, if I had to show this game to somebody from another state, I'd be totally embarrassed of this Lewisburg and South Panola game. They did not come to play at all. Refs didn't even did a pretty decent job tonight, which is surprising to me, because I'm just waiting to get on them. You'd have a reason to get on them and everything. But South Panola and Lewisburg, y'all owe me some gas money. I promise you do. Due to the fact that y'all just didn't play no ball. Lewisburg, I know you have a new coach. I'm not saying that that's an excuse. I'm not saying I didn't know. I don't know what y'all would have been doing. I don't know how it would have went or nothing like that. But y'all truly have to figure it out and make some of those outside shots that y'all was making. But congratulations to South Panola on the win. I'm not going to take anything away from that. But I can see down the stretch that shooting will be an issue for South Panola if they don't learn how to shoot. I am daring them. I am challenging them to make outside jumpers or to go in the gym and work on their craft. But I don't think that we're getting a lot of that. All we getting is kids who want the glory but don't want to put in the work. Because you're not sitting up here telling me that you got 4 seniors on your team and none of them can dribble with their left hand on a consistent basis to a point to where you don't think nobody could take the ball from them. We literally had kids that cannot dribble with their left hand, traveling in the paint, doing things so much out of character to a point to where I was almost sick. I almost took a nap at the game. It was so boring. They were turning that ball over so much at one point in time. I almost just took a nap. So to Lewisburg, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I challenge you to make outside shots. I challenge you, Lewisburg, to get in the gym and just be a more competitive team and just become better, man, because it just seemed like both teams were not truly working together the whole time. You had some sparks to where you may have seen a good couple passes here, a good couple passes there, but overall, the game was garbage. The Lewisburg and South Panola game was truly garbage. Like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from the win, but the game between Lewisburg girls and South Panola girls were totally garbage. 53 turnovers between both teams. Who want to sit there and watch a game and watch 53 turnovers? And watch seniors who can't dribble with their left hand. Watch a whole game of 5 jump shots being made in one game. Man, that shit don't make no sense. for us to be sitting up here bragging about our kids in Mississippi when our kids are not truly there yet. I promise you our kids are not there yet. We have to stop putting our kids on this pedestal to a point to where we're worried about their feelings, because at the end of the day, they're going to play somebody who's going to hurt their feelings. They're going to play somebody who hurt their feelings. So if I'm going to be going around evaluating these people, because everybody that was on that court, it wasn't a player over a JUCO level on that court tonight. There was not a D1 player on Lewisburg team or South Panola team tonight that we should say be going D1. All these players are JUCO. So that's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on getting these kids back in the gym, getting these kids acclimated for the JUCO level, because there is no one on South Panola team or on Lewisburg team that deserves a D1 scholarship in my eye right now with the way they played tonight. So if you think that this is Mississippi basketball and this is what is accepted to me as I do my evaluation, no, I don't think so. I don't think so, because at the end of the day, y'all sit up here and put y'all kids. Oh yeah, I see Miss Sanders, Courtney, that and Addison didn't score a bucket. She didn't score a bucket. Like, she really did not score a bucket. She didn't. To me, she wasn't aggressive enough tonight, and I really, you know what I'm saying, can't emphasize on that more. She was not aggressive tonight at all. Not aggressive tonight at all. But I will. The bright spot about what I did see, like I said, South Panola does one thing that's good, and I paid attention to it. Everybody crashes the board. Yeah, I would say she had a bad game or whatever, but I would also say she didn't give herself an opportunity to have a good game. I think she was 0 for 2 for shots, and that was just it. Just 0 for 2 for shots. She took a 3, and she took a mid-range jumper, and that was just it. So I already know I'm not going to hold that against Allison Irby, but I will let her know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to just cater to her when she's doing good, because I have gave her her compliments when she has done good. But right now, I'm here to let you know what I've seen tonight. And like I say, Courtney, she did have a bad game. But there was not a D1. I'm just waiting to see what this hype was about, because the majority of those South Panola kids play with the DC Bucks. And if you're telling me the way that they brag is Mississippi all in, the way that they brag, you still ain't taught nobody how to dribble with your left hand. I just can't stop emphasizing on how these kids are dribbling like they're in junior high. The whole game, it looked like a junior high game. There was no one out there with ball handling skills to make you feel like, oh, that guard there can carry a team. There was not a guard on the court that I would trust in the heat of the battle, down the stretch, with the ball. I would not trust now one of those girls that was on the court tonight in that game. I would not trust them. And it doesn't mean that those kids are bad. It's just that what I saw tonight was horrible. It was just horrible. Everybody has a chance to redeem themselves, and I am going to get a chance to see those teams again. But I'm telling you now, after watching you 1 or 2 times, I'm not going to be watching to come and watch y'all turn the ball over, or to come to watch y'all force attack and just throw stuff up because y'all know y'all got people crashing the boards and things like that. I'm not going to go through that. And I'm not finna sit up here and let people around the world or let people at colleges feel like Mississippi has some of the best talent when we sitting up here playing in high school game when these kids got 53 turnovers. 53 turnovers, and I'm not over-exaggerating. And South Panola, it looks like you got 4 seniors when you playing 7 players. I'm going to really see how much you can coach down that way after this season. Because this little group that you got, it's a little scrappy group, but it's no group that no one should be scared of in South Panola. No one should be scared of Lewisburg the way they played tonight neither. Which, that's been the thing with Lewisburg anyway. No one's never been scared of Lewisburg. It's just that it sounded like South Panola wanted to make some noise this year before the season started. From what I'm seeing, man, ain't nobody got no reason to be scared of South Panola. All you got to do is make them go left, because all they're going to try to do when they go left is try to create a way so they can go right. Create a way so they can go right. So, but number 4, you almost, for South Panola, like, even when kids do good, when kids doing bad with this game, I'm just going to call out numbers. Even though I call out Allison Irby, number for Lewisburg, it was just that Miss Courtney had asked about it, but I'm just going to call out numbers. Number 4 for South Panola almost got a good review on me, but her footwork is not that good on the block. But one thing that she does, she crashes the board well and she keeps the ball high. But her footwork and her post moves and doing everything else with the ball is not there. But what she brings to her team, she does it well. So I'm not going to take that away from her. But overall, this game was horrible. So I think the game was 61-26, something like that, 61-26. And it may sound like South Panola did a great job because they won 61-26 or whatever the score may be. It was 60-something to 20-something or whatever the score may be. But that game was horrible. If Lewisburg make over half of their shots in the first half, it's a different ball game in the second half. Lewisburg just couldn't make no shots. South Panola was not even taking those shots from the outside. So me personally, if I'm playing South Panola, I'm forcing them to shoot. And if they making it from the start, we'll keep making it. You're going to make it the whole game. But at the end of the day, I don't believe South Panola can shoot. I don't believe South Panola is going to threaten those teams like the Tupelos and the Germantowns and things like that. So if they're, coach, if you're just playing to be in the hunt, you'll be in the hunt. But you ain't going to hunt long down there at South Panola. And that's what I really want you to the changes, what I would suggest for South Panola to do, it's hard to make those changes because you can't turn the shooter into a shooter right now. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I would let South Panola, what I would work on if I was South Panola right now, I would constantly be in there with the way that they play and physically that they are, how physical that they are. They need to brush up on their ball handling skills more before they need to brush on their shooting because they're a very aggressive team. But if their ball handling was able, they don't have a kid that can literally take you off the dribble. They do not have a kid that can take you off the dribble. Everybody's just average players that does what they do for their team well. So what I would change for South Panola is that A, get a better offense. 2, start trusting your outside shot, or at least start attempting your outside shot. You're not going to make teams, you're not going to put teams in a situation to where they fear you by just driving to the ball. People are going to pick up and they're just going to challenge you to shoot outside shots. But that's what I would say. But with Lewisburg, I would just say that just get back in the lab. And I would just say figure out ways to get the ball in your key players' hands. You have about 2, maybe 3 players that could be decent, if you knew how to get it in their hands and told them what to do when it's time for them to do it. But overall, Lewisburg has more work to do than South Panola. South Panola's a more experienced team than Lewisburg, but with 14 for Lewisburg, she just got to grow up and lead her team. Like I say, it was just horrible basketball going on tonight. I don't even know where to start, Courtney, when it comes to making some of these changes, because how do you teach a senior how to dribble with their left hand when they've been playing 17, 18 years of their life? Like, Is it coaching then at that point? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that one. You know what I'm saying? Is that something y'all can let me know? How do you teach a senior how to dribble with their left hand if they ain't been doing it? You know what I'm saying? Their whole life. Our kids in Mississippi are not putting in work. All they doing is putting in hype videos and willing to sell their soul for anything. You know what I'm saying? And parents are willing to give it up too. You know what I'm saying? Parents sell their soul more than these kids doing. And for parents and AAU coaches to be claiming that they have this and that all summer, man, what I seen tonight, don't nobody need to be talking about no child on either team, because at the end of the day, everybody's average. So if you're cool with being average, keep playing the way that you're playing. You ain't got to listen to nothing that I say, but if you're cool with being average, keep playing the way that you're playing. Keep playing the way that you're playing. Going to a game Friday night should be a big game. This team that I'm going to see Friday night, they say should win the state title. So Tupelo is coming to Center Hill, I think, Friday night. I will be at that game with bells on, ready to see the great Tupelo, which I feel Tupelo and Center Hill. They say Tupelo is the front runner to win the state championship. Them in Germantown, which I feel like for the last 3 years, Tupelo has been the favorite. They just haven't figured out how to get over the hump. So that's another thing. Yep, with Miss Audrey Houston. But that's another thing. I'm going to tell Tupelo coach the same thing that y'all telling Bartlett coach up there in Memphis. It's championship or bust. And that man need to be fired if Tupelo don't win the state championship this year. They need to fire that man in Tupelo, that whole staff, if they can't win the state championship this year. If they can't win the state championship with that team, that's obviously saying that they do not know how to coach basketball, and they just know how to use the talent as far as it's going to take them, because they're not going to get them over the hump. They're not going to give them over the hump. So Tupelo, Center Hill, I can't wait to see it. Audrey Houston, Michaela Riley, and give me my first chance to look at the Rucker kid and the other 8 D1s that they say Tupelo has on their team. But everything about Tupelo better be as advertised when I see them. Better be as advertised. I heard they beat South Panola 69-17. Once again, them South Haven kids, a lot of those kids are DC Bucks kids. So you telling me this the product that you putting out? Teams that can only put up 17 points in a game with 3 of those girls on your team. But you've been bragging about them 3 girls all summer. But they put up 17 points. Either Tupelo's that great or South Haven's that sorry. Or y'all was just overhyping those kids. Yeah, I can't wait to see Rucker. I'm a big fan of Riley and Houston. I just can't wait to see Rucker and to see if she is as advertised. So my eyes are going to really be wide open, just ready to see that kid too. So it should be interesting. I'm ready to see how Ware and her teammate, Mark, you ain't missing nothing about Tupelo. You'll know about them Friday, because I'm going to see them play Friday night. But they better be as advertised when I go see them play. But they play Friday night at Center Hill. You know what I'm saying? We ought to meet up and watch the game if y'all want to, just to see. I don't know what's going on in Memphis Friday night as far as games and everything, but I think that would be a good game. So that's where I'll be at Friday night. So the D1, Miss Hughes at Center Hill with Miss Ware to face off with Audrey Houston, Michaela Riley, and the Rucker kid and everyone else on the South Panola team. I can't wait to see what's going on. It should be a good game. But like I say, Tupelo, if y'all don't win the state championship, y'all need to fire y'all coach. I appreciate it, Mark. I appreciate it. Yep, if Tupelo, if y'all don't win this state title, y'all need to fire y'all coach. Because I can guarantee you if that was a black man, y'all be ready to get him up out of there with all the talent he done had. With all the talent he done had. So, like I say, once again, I can't wait for Tupelo Friday night. Friday night. In South Haven, you got some questions to answer, scoring 17 points in a game when y'all been on tour, when some of y'all players been on tour all year trying to sit up there and advertise like they deserve scholarships. But if you scoring 17 points in a game, don't nobody on your team deserve a scholarship. Don't nobody on your team deserve a scholarship. So that lineup at South Haven right now, y'all need to find y'all a new coach too. Because if y'all can't score for 17 points, and the way Cord and Evie and Eddie Young and all those folks is advertising y'all during the summer. Yep, 17 points in a 32-minute game. But guess what, Mark? You probably missed it from earlier. Shit. South Panola and Lewisburg had 53 turnovers in the game together. And both of them had over 20 in the game. And both of them had over 20 in the game. What's going on, Coach Jones? Hey, Coach Blake Jones, can you send me a schedule? Like, inbox me a schedule of Hernando? Because I was trying to get a schedule on y'all. I just couldn't find that, so I can see when I'm going to come and check y'all out. But yeah, once again, Tupelo, Friday night, Center Hill. And like I say, if the coaches from Lewisburg and South Panola can inbox me and ask me for my cash up, y'all owe me some goddamn cash, some goddamn gas money. Because I drove too far for y'all to be sitting up there, turning the ball over, and having those kids not able to dribble with their left hand. And you got seniors on your team that can't dribble with their left hand. It just was bad basketball being played tonight. You know, just bad basketball. And I don't put it like this. I don't mind if you're having a bad game or if you're doing bad things in the game. But when you're off the court and all I hear is about is hype behind y'all, man, I don't want to hear that. Once I see y'all and y'all play like crap, I'm going to let y'all know. So as far as right now, I ain't got too much to say about Mississippi basketball with this first game that I saw. I wouldn't recommend none of those kids nothing right now because they have too much to work on. They have too much to work on before some of these kids don't need. I put it like this. They are not JUCO ready. They are not even college ready. Some of these kids need to enjoy the rest of their high school days because these are going to be some of the last days they play play any type of organized basketball if it's left up to how they play tonight. But like I say, that's pretty much on that. I want to touch on another topic before I go. I just wanted to give y'all a brief recap of what happened tonight with South Panola and Lewisburg and everything. And before I go, I just want to let y'all know, can we please stop charging our kids. Stop charging our kids. I wish I had my other phone so I can let y'all hear something. But that's all right. We'll touch on another episode. Please stop charging our kids. And I'm not ashamed to call you out. But Johnny Loper, listen. These kids are not like these grown folks that you was helping lose weight. You charge them $5 to come and work out because you're going to help them lose weight. But this company that you're building, this recruiting service that you're building to say that you're going to help kids, Johnny, you ain't never put nobody in college. So you learning on the fly like everybody else. So what can you possibly tell somebody about putting them in college or where they stand on recruiting? The best way a kid can be recruited is get their butt in the gym and work, and when it's time to play a game, show out when it's time to play a game. Man, you need to stop charging our kids for everything that they do for you because you're not doing nothing for them. You're not going to be able to do nothing from them. You show me kids that you done help get into college with your words and your mouth and you talking to the coaches, and maybe I shut up. But if you can show me 10 people that you done did, because I can show you 10, partner. I can show you 10. If you can show me 10 people that you done help put into college, I'll leave you alone. But you can't show me 10 people, because at the end of the day, you're only good at marketing and picking up money. You're not good at the trait of what's going on when it comes to basketball. You're not a basketball guy, man. You're not a basketball guy. So you're going to sit up here and tell parents that you can help them place their kids in recruiting. How do you place your kids in recruiting? That's the dumbest stuff I ever heard in my life. You do not place your kids in recruiting. Your kid ability puts them in a situation to where they can be recruited, not to where you can sit up there and try to get somebody to pay their way until where they're trying to go. Man, I just really need you to stop charging our kids. We already got this dumbass AAU team charging these kids left and right, swearing that you got to play with them, when I just watched a doggone at least 4 or 5 of their players can't even dribble with their left hand. So you coming in, you ain't helping the situation out. You're hurting the situation, man. You're hurting the situation. Johnny Local, Cord, EV, Eddie Young, that whole little program, and everybody that got something to do with that, on this end, they're hurting our kids by hyping up our kids, because they're not willing to put in the work with our kids. And I'm sick of it, bro. I'm not finna let you sit up here, bro, and try to charge kids to raise your kids. Because, man, you need to spend more time with your kids on their game instead of sitting up here trying to figure out what's going to go on with somebody else's kid and putting them in a situation. Because I'm going to put it like this. You behind the 8 ball, partner. This ain't no aerobics class. This is basketball over here. So you ain't going to teach nobody how to lose weight. And just because you teach them how to lose weight with basketball, that's not going to make them a basketball player. No, I ain't finna let you step in like that, partner. I tell you what, I'll be willing to train you to show you what this really about. I'll be willing to train you to show you what this really about. Because, man, you coming up here charging these kids for everything they do for you like you done something. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing, man. So, J-Lo, stick to working out, selling products and things like that, because this basketball world is a totally different animal. It's a totally different animal. You know what I'm saying? So stick to helping people lose weight, because this basketball world is not for you right now. You might be a football guy. Maybe, I don't know. But you're not a basketball guy. You're not a basketball guy. You haven't put nobody in school. You haven't helped put nobody in school. But you're walking around here like you know everything about the recruiting process, and you don't, man. So just stop. Yeah, what you miss? Yeah, you miss how to teach your kids how to dribble with their left hand. Man, 53 turnovers tonight down there in South Panola, between South Panola and Lewisburg, and I'm done talking about that. But once again, please like, share, subscribe to my page. And I'll see y'all again Friday night after the game with another recap of Center Hill and Tupelo. So like I said, once again, if you ain't trained to go, you can't be on this show. And I'll talk to y'all later.